way too high, try not to think about you. Running laps in my mind, that girl you do. You just passing the time, let me talk to you. Ay, let me talk to you.
Okay, so let's move on now to career. So talk to me about what is a day like as an artist? What do you go through?
Oh man,
and preparation and just the work behind it all.
I feel like me being an artist, I definitely put a lot into, well, me personally anyway, because I know other artists don't necessarily emphasize lyricism or whatever the case may be. Me, I've always been a lyricist, so I always put a lot of effort into that. So obviously my writing process is always very tedious. And like there's definitely so many revisions, so many drafts of like how this verse is going to go, how this melody is going to sound, etc., etc. And then obviously in post-production, when me and my engineer go back and forth, shout out to my guy Nick, there's definitely like mix 1 won't be it, mix 2 won't be it. There has to be like 4 or 5 mixes until like we find the right mix. So it's like I'm very picky with the way certain things sound, or like what the autos sound like, where the level of like, you know, how loud my vocals are here, or things of that nature. So there's a lot of that. So I definitely feel like it's a very tedious process in the writing process, and like post production, and then recording as well. Like obviously I record right here, so it's like we definitely like we do so many takes. We do like there's definitely like trying to get that right energy and that right vibe in certain takes. It's like do it again, do it again, do it again, till like the vibe is really there and like you really feel something. So that's that, and then also like I feel like we really emphasize content too. So it's not just putting out music, but like the music videos that go behind it, the video content that goes behind it. You know, vlog episodes, breaking down lyrics, are kind of like how Genius does. We do our own version of that. So things of that nature. So there's a lot that really surrounds this whole process of really being an artist. Because I feel like nowadays, like people don't buy music, they buy the brand. So I feel like you have to make sure you have that really strong brand, because you could have the best music in the world, but if the brand's not there and the content's not there, it's not it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's say I'm someone that doesn't know the Medic. What should I expect from your style? Like, who are you as a rapper?
I feel like I'm giving you some emotional, sentimental stuff. You're definitely gonna get some smooth melodies from me. And expect the lyricism. Like I'm not one of those. Maybe like on a 1-2 songs, I'll kind of be like, I'll just turn up with it, do some trap stuff or whatever the case is, and like I'll just have my fun with it. But for the most part, like 99% of the time, like I'm going in. Like it's definitely music with a message, and it's music that it's music to make you feel something. And I want people to be able to relate to it too. So yeah.
So now in the rap game, I find that it's a lot about the beats.
Oh yeah.
And you know, things of that nature. So would you say that the message of each song is more important?
I feel like, me personally, I like listening to music with a message, but of course there's times where, you know, you're trying to turn up and you listen to something that just has a hard beat and like has a cool flow, but the artist might not be saying much on it. But I feel like message matters, but it's also finding that right balance of message, melody, beat, etc. So it's really just all a balance, to be honest, in my head anyway. Because it's basically keeping integrity to yourself, but then also finding that balance of what's current. And so that's where that comes in. Yeah.
Okay. So what element or vibe, I should say, do you get into when you're trying to make a song?
I think it depends on the song and what I'm trying to say on the song, but it's really just tapping into emotions, because most of my music, I want people to feel something. I'm trying to convey like something like it's just a message, and it might be deep. I might be talking about a girl. I might be talking about, you know, the situation I'm going through that's like a struggle or whatever the case is. So it really depends, to be honest.
But talk about your experiences or best experiences of performing live.
It'd probably be the one in 9th grade when I opened Blazers Bash. That was probably the best one. Because I think that's been my biggest crowd thus far. I mean, I feel like I was on such a high that day, because I was just so pumped, and I remember the moment. I remember how I felt and all of that, and like I remember Horace was there. Like Horace was super pumped too. Like I was with him. Like it was just a crazy experience. I feel like that's probably been my best performance experience. And like I came into this performing too. I was super early on. I was, you know, going to open mics, going to these cafes, doing small stuff for like 10, 20, 30 people, etc. But at the time, it felt like I was in an arena, because like the energy was just there. And I feel like I've always been good. I haven't performed in a hot minute, but I felt like when it came to that, I was always good at, you know, engaging the crowd.
Do you plan on going back to school, to Trudeau, to perform, or not?
Oh, I'd love to. We've definitely, TJ's reached out. We're trying to get that Blazers Bash. We're trying to get that Blazers Bash headliner,
All right. Anywhere else that you're planning to perform in the future? Like that you would love to perform? Like any venue?
If it had to be a venue, like That's a tough one.
Mm.
But I definitely feel like in summer it's such a different vibe. Like you're like doing something like a Coachella or something like
Yeah.
festival type stuff. I feel like that's like where you'd be having the most fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like that's like
Yeah, because you know, guys talk about MSG. That's the big one.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
for
in
sure.
downtown
Madison Square.
Toronto.
Yeah, obviously Scotia.
Yeah, but no, I feel you
yeah.
with the Coachella thing.
Yeah.
But now you're a Toronto rapper, right? So
Yeah.
talk to me about the vibe right now. A lot of guys are coming up, whether it's R&B,
Mm-hmm.
hip hop. So talk to me about where you see yourself in Toronto's rap scene right now, and just your overall, outlook on the Toronto rap scene.
To be honest, I say this all the time. I don't feel like I belong here. I really
Yeah?
don't. I'm nothing like the artists here. To be honest, like my sound is so different, and like obviously like a lot of my demo is like LA, South America, things of that nature. And I just feel like my music, like no disrespect to Toronto artists or anything.
Yeah.
Like I respect what they're doing because they're doing their thing. But I just feel like I don't have a Toronto sound. Maybe some with some of my R&B stuff, I guess. But when it comes to my hip hop music, I don't really see. I'm not too sure where I really sit in the Toronto scene, to be honest. So yeah, I've never really. I don't really like dwell on that or really focus on trying to fit in on the Toronto scene. I'm more about just like that global level.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And I feel like, sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
No, it's
I
okay.
feel like after the internet existed, like like zip codes and like being like popping in your hometown, it doesn't matter anymore. After the internet existed, like I feel like that's irrelevant. Like personally, that's how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you talk about the Toronto sound. Do you like the Toronto sound, or do you feel like it's it's just overplayed? It's just
It's
the
overplayed to
same
me.
thing,
Personally,
you know?
I feel like a lot of it's repetitive. There's certain artists, but yeah, I feel like a lot of it's pretty repetitive to me.
Is there anywhere else that you would get inspiration from, like any other city's music or music scene that you get inspiration from?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one. Cause like, I feel like everywhere takes inspiration from everywhere. So I feel like if you listen to Toronto artists, like certain Toronto artists be taking New York inspiration or
Yeah.
Chicago inspiration, things of that nature. So it really all depends. I feel like cities take from other cities and then,
Yeah.
they do their own thing collectively. So I'm not too sure, to be honest, how to answer that one.
Yeah, I just asked that because just in the history of hip hop, you see how a lot of people take one sound
Yeah.
and they add their own taste to it.
Definitely.
Whether it's East Coast, West Coast, South.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just wondering about that.
Oh, for sure.
So is there an artist right now you could compare yourself to? Like any comparisons right now? The Medic and someone else?
I feel like, maybe not one artist, but I feel like if you could combine two artists, I feel like if you combined like, this is a tough one. I feel like if you took like because I feel like a lot of people tell me when I do my rap stuff, I kind of sound like a G-Eazy.
Okay.
So I feel like if you took like a Bryson Tiller and a G-Eazy and like a hybrid of that,
yeah.
I feel like that's me. Because I do some R&B stuff and I do the rap stuff, and then sometimes I do like I'll sing on a hook or whatever, and then I'll also rap on that song too. So I feel like I'm kind of like a hybrid of that.
Do you have more joy in making R&B or like rap? Like when you go in lyrically, or like which one you have more fun?
As of lately, I've been having more fun doing the melodies and the R&B stuff. Cause I feel like that's also catchier. And I feel like when you're doing just full hip hop songs, it's definitely hard to kind of deliver on a hook if you don't have that melody there. So as of lately, I've definitely been having more fun with the R&B. But I came into this game as a lyricist. So obviously, I always keep those roots. I always still try to deliver that message and keep the lyrics there.
Talk to me about just one of your favorite experiences taking video.
I feel like the when it comes to music videos.
Yeah, music videos.
Yes, it was the Limits and Lies music video that we did. I definitely had a lot of fun with that one. Like the set for the first half of the video was just super fun shooting there, with the lighting and everything that we had. And then the second half of that video was just super cool with kind of like how everything looked with the sunset and like that summer vibe was just there. I feel like it was definitely, that's probably been my most fun. That one, and then Download was super fun. Just because of where we went, like we drove out super far and like it was kind of like this abandoned mill, and it was kind of like in ruins and stuff. And then we had like these colored smoke and stuff that we used there. That was a super fun experience too. I definitely loved. Yeah, it would be Download and Limits and Lies, and then also On the Map was fun. That was definitely a fun one too. Yeah.
All right, so looking at your outlook on your career, what goals do you have for yourself? Whether that's obviously more streams, awards, who knows, or just touring. What's your goals?
I feel like, especially when it comes to 2020, obviously we definitely want to get the streams up. So definitely, obviously, always improving on the quality of music, and getting on certain playlists as well, and just pushing music on a lot of Spotify playlists. as well as we definitely want to look. We're looking into booking management, so that we can get opening slots at certain events or certain shows or whatever the case is, and then building up that touring catalog so then we can do our own independent tours. Because I feel like a lot of the game right now, aside from streaming, is merch and touring. Like that's where the bag is at. So that's kind of been the focus for that, as well as just like we definitely want to do crazier music videos too, focusing on the video content and the visuals for sure. And then merch too.
All right, so what advice would you give new rappers coming up, or even new artists, whatever they're doing, coming up in the Toronto scene right now? Any advice for them?
I feel like definitely, as I was touching on before, make the music you want to make and still keep that integrity to yourself, but also remember it's just that it's a struggle, but you need to find that balance of integrity to self and then keeping up with what's current. So whatever, looks different for everybody and each artist, but definitely just tapping into that sound and your sound, as well as just like I've been putting emphasis on brand and video content, like videos, like really just definitely put emphasis on videos and invest in your career. I feel like there's so many artists that are like not willing to drop a X, Y, and Z bag on this video or X, Y, and Z bag on this studio time or etc. etc. I feel like their focuses are on the wrong places, and I feel like they're being motivated by the wrong things. So I feel like it's definitely just a combination of all that, to be honest.
So what are your thoughts on how artists, they usually work with labels, and then there's some that work independently? What's your take on that?
I feel like as of right now, obviously I'm independent, and I want to stay independent for as long as possible until it gets to a point where everything is outgrown itself to the point where like I can't handle it independently with my team. And so I don't have anything against labels, but I feel like there's definitely sticky situations that you can find yourself in when it comes to record deals and things of that nature. And different deals, different labels, they all operate differently, so there's different ways to maneuver it. But at the end of the day, I would say stay independent for as long as you can, especially holding on, having all your masters. I feel like that's a very slept on thing where it's like labels will be like, we own your masters. And so let's say it comes to a point where you leave that label, they're still getting cuts of this music. And it's like that you don't own all of that. You don't own all those percentages, all those royalties, all those splits, all those rights. And I feel like in the long run, that'll definitely screw you over. So that's just kind of like my stance on labels.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say you weren't a rapper. What would you be doing right now?
Yo, I'd still be playing ball, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'd still be playing ball, yeah. Because that's the last thing I did before I got heavy into music. But I was like discouraged because I was like, I don't have that height, though. I'm like 5'8", 5'7". I was like, But yeah.
Nah, that's all good.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of music? Like, there's so many parts of music, whether it's the elements of lyricism like we touched upon, or just the beats like I said, or even the process of making a team, getting things together, being in the studio for hours. What's your favorite part of being a musician and an artist?
I definitely feel like my favorite part, it would go into the process of collaborating with your team and coming up with new concepts and trying to reinvent and outdo everything, and just being in the studio. Just the recording process is always a vibe, especially having the homies here and stuff, and like bouncing ideas off of each other and like just coming up with new ideas and back again to like just the melodies and things of that nature. I feel like as of lately, that's really what I've been having fun with. That, and then also seeing how people react once you put these things out. I feel like seeing reaction and seeing like different DMs from people like, yo, I thought X, Y, and Z of this. This was so relatable to me. I loved this. I love what you did with this. Like, that's like a great feeling, knowing that something that you put out into the world for people to, just hear and indulge in, like they receive it well.
Yeah. All right. So last question of the day.
Yeah.
Just talk to me about, again, we're going to go back to Enough Said.
Yeah.
Your expectations for the drop and just what you want the fans to know, what your outlook is, and what you think overall about it.
I definitely, when it comes to just what I want the fans to know, I definitely just want y'all to know, like, I listened to a lot of things that people were saying since the drop of Perfect for a while, or even the process of when I was working on Perfect for a while. I listened to what people were saying about, they wanted the bars back, or they wanted X, Y, and Z sound from me. They wanted those breakdowns and breakthroughs vibes, etc., etc. So I definitely tried to bring those things back, and also staying integrity to myself and making the music I wanted to make, so I could cater to different types of people. So also new people that might find me just off Enough Said, and things of that nature. So that's kind of like what I want fans to know that know me right now. And then aside from that, when it comes to like expectations and stuff, like we're definitely trying to run these streams up. So we're definitely focusing on getting those playlist placements, as well as doubling down on the video content. So like we have a video coming for Crying for You. That's gonna be one of them, and then we're also gonna do one for the outro as well. So that's kind of where my head's been at when it comes to Enough Said. And then later on in the year, we're just also 905 Finest. We're definitely getting the brand established. We're gonna start putting the merch out. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sitting down with me.
Definitely,
for Jelani Reid. It's
for
the
sure.
boy, the medic. My boy from day one.
My guy.
Best of luck
For sure.
For all your work.
Sure.
And
one thing I want to say, like, I definitely appreciate you coming and sitting down with me, and like you were definitely like when I really early on started this, you were one of the very few people that were like you saw something. In me.
I did.
So you genuinely did. So I genuinely I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I won't even lie, because at the time a lot of guys in the older grades obviously I was with, they're like, yo, this new guy, grade 9, he dropped this thing. You should take a listen. It's not that great. Yeah. And they came to me because I can't lie, I like rap a lot,
for sure.
and they respect me, so I listened to it. And I sat there. I was like, they're dissing. You know, I saw something, and I'm glad that you're taking this, you know, seriously, and hopefully, you know, you just continue this path. Yeah. And you know, touching upon the fans' issues and being a real one. So thank you for that. Yeah.
For sure. But I really appreciate that, man. You've been in my corner from day one. I definitely feel that.
Always will be.
Appreciate you, bro. Real one.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. All right.
For sure. All right, bet.
Yeah.